Buenos dias, mi amors. How do you say pineapple in Spanish? It's an interesting one. I don't know. I do not know. Jessica Perez Bibi may know. I don't know. Good morning. Hot Mike's brought to you by Venbrook Insurance, our great friends over there. We love them. I said hot. It's morning. But both, really. When you really look at it, both. Oh, my God. Has anyone else just like punch drunk, exhausted from Thanksgiving? Holy shit. Hosting Thanksgiving is a major undertaking. It's just brutal. Had 13 people here. I mean, and for some reason, I don't know who to blame for this. Like, oh no, that's my daughter. That's Steve. Steve, you'll follow me. That's my daughter's college friendsgiving. I don't usually have people sitting around a couch, with like eating off their laps. Okay, I'm 54 years old. We don't do that anymore. Oh my God, what an absolute fest. 13 people and a 32-pound turkey. Ha! Yeah, the more the merrier. I agree. I mean, it's so lovely sitting around the table. But when it's at your house, you end up doing most of the work. You know what I mean? A lot of dishes. I have to say, my 86-year-old mother is an absolute rock star. She is the best. She came into town, and it's like you still kind of sometimes it can get clashy, with your mom. Even though she's 86, you should just be treasuring every little moment with her, and but that's just not the case. You fall back into old ways, you know what I mean? And mom came in, looked at my house, because I'm a single man. I live myself. And she's like, "Oh my God, do you have baking soda? No. Do you have this? Do you have that?" I'm like, "No." You need bath mats, and the floor is cold in the bathrooms on the floor. You need bath mats. I swear to God, we went to Target 15 times. We went to Williams Sonoma, and we got, tablecloths and all this shit. We just ended up, she worked and worked and worked for 6 days in my house. And I sometimes got really frustrated and whatever. And now I'm just realizing, I just how beautiful and lovely that is. You never stop being a mom at 86 years old. Although it does, therapy-wise, send me back into a 10-year-old boy zone, but that's fine too. Amazon. Oh, yeah. Well, they were busy on, God, what a weekend. You got Black Friday, and you got travel nightmares, and where do we even begin? Good morning, good morning. And why do we eat turkey? Why does it have to be turkey? I know someone told me, hey, yeah, we cooked a brisket. And I was like, I'd prefer a brisket. I'm not wild about turkey, I have to be honest with you. I mean, like a roast chicken. Yeah, I love that. I had a massive turkey, 32-pound turkey. I had to get up butt early in the morning to get that shit going. Check it out.
Hello, friends. It's 4:55 in the morning. And I'm preheating this sucker. 3:25. I got up very early. No time for hair and makeup. Then I went downstairs and I got the biggest turkey you have ever seen. 32 pounds. I didn't tell you the Detroit Lions are coming over later. We got to feed them too, so. As I wait for the turkey, don't forget the Thanksgiving greetings that come that are they form letters? Are you supposed to be like, oh, that's so sweet? Do you reply to these things when there's no, it hasn't been personalized in any way? I'm very thankful for our friendship. Hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Do I reply to that? Oh, you too? Great, thanks. Gratitude. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. You. Best wishes. Thanks. Me says thank you to you. Okay, that's not nice. Oh, mom, please. I'm creating content. Stop it. Word of the day.
It's just 32-pound turkey. I am saying, holy shit, yeah, if I could have found one, I would have. The guy, I mean, it was definitely the biggest turkey. I walked out of there in back pain. I mean, you see me lifting that? I walked all the way. I had to go to a second fridge for it. It needed its own fridge. Hey, Bill Bush. Oh, we will get into from turkey to turtle. I do have a comment on. I forgot about that. Set that aside, Steve. Can we set that aside? Remind me. My mom is so cute. Oh, she's tiny little person. And by the way, we talk about the travel nightmares. The travel nightmares were oh, watch this. Here's one for you. Here's mom and I just driving around town. She found those little glasses that my one of my daughters left in the car. She popped them on, and she's like, "Do you have anything better than this?" I'm like, "Oh God, I'm sorry, woman." But boy, she got hit by the travel nightmares, Steve. She got crushed by this. Mom, I feel so badly for her, but she, there were 12,000 flights were canceled or delayed. 12,113 inbound and outbound flight delays reported across the U.S. on Sunday, according to FlightAware, most of them in Chicago, New York, Boston, Detroit, Des Moines, and Fort Lauderdale. And that's where she was going, back to Florida.
Did she stay here an extra day, one of those things, or just
No,
too long?
it was actually her flight delay was Saturday. I took her Saturday morning at 5:45 a.m.
Oh, okay.
We left the house. I dropped my mom off at the airport at 6:15. She's there until noon.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's
my
even worse.
God,
That's
she's
even worse.
86. It's
That's
like
worse.
so rude.
It's worse.
But as we get older and we do the right thing, we think, well, what do you think the people who work at the airline are feeling? They're not doing this to you. They don't want these delays. They want everything to go smoothly too. They're in a tight spot. And then you get some uppity, angry person yelling at them. Oh, because my life's been inconvenienced. Oh, yeah, everyone's life has been inconvenienced. You're not special. Anyway, but I did think about my mom being so, kind of old there. Poor JetBlue, by the way. She got, her flight was JetBlue. And a whole bunch of airlines, the FAA flagged thousands of these Airbus A320s for software updates, and they decided to call for the software update on Sunday. On Sunday of Thanksgiving, you say you have to have software updates. It grounded all these planes. Guess what? Including one Pope Leo the 14th, Chicago Pope. He was on one of them. 170 flights, JetBlue affected. They had to cancel them on Sunday. It's just nuts. Ooh. Anyway, brutal. Yeah, look, here it is. Here's our live report. Airbus had a critical upgrade for all their planes. Imagine being on one of them. I would have definitely gone nuts over that. Scary to fly more than ever. Crashes and Karens. But really, what's more scary? Probably the Karen, right? What is this? Now, can I ask you a question? What does the like, Steve? I've got it here. What does the like button do here? How does that help? Does that help?
Yeah, that's the likes or like the number of people watching. Oh yeah. Just talking to you over here.
Steve, have you done this before?
Oh, it's Monday after you said it all at the top. It's
I
Monday after
know.
Thanksgiving. My head's like, oh geez, I have birthdays and Thanksgiving and travel. Oh, you did too.
Oh my God. So the like button helps Billy and Steve. Okay.
Yeah, it grows the audience.
I don't know. I think the subscribe button, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We need to do that, Jackie. This is all fun and lovely, right? Don't you think so? At some point, it helps, says Lisa. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh man. Someone was laughing about my coffee mug.
What
I
game?
was at a.
Oh my god.
I was at a. It's called the Third Street Promenade in Santa Monica, and they have all these. It's kind of like a, a farmer's market, if you will, and they had a whole bunch of. Yeah, it was a farmer's market. Someone had a tent. The boob mug. Every kind of boob in the world. There they are. Look, you can rotate the mug. It says, everyone. So odds are your boobs are in here somewhere, including mine as I get older.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Those are interesting. These are like, okay. Never seen these before. These look like glasses. There you go. You got the part skis, Out we go like that. Okay. Here's a Sydney Sweeney down here, probably, right? Just big. And all kinds. Yeah, it's really I was like
I see me.
he's like, I need the titty mug. I think I'm gonna get the titty mug. My daughters are like, Dad, you cannot have the titty mug. I'm like, I think I need it. I think it's funny. People love that. I think it's, it's amusing, right? I mean, does Lynn think it's funny? She does. She does. Billy, oh my God, this is so kind. You look trim. Well, I'm wearing a big sweatshirt. You don't know unless I lift it up. But I'm feeling shy. I see me too. Oh, you see
and
your
the
boobs
boobs.
in there. We saw your boobs. We saw your
Your
boobs.
boobs.
Halle Berry, we saw your boobs in Monsters Ball and la na 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 na. Who remembers that song? Who remembers what I'm singing right there? We saw your boobs. We saw your boobs. First person to get it. Let's go. Hit the chat. Who got it? Who got it? We saw your boobs. And everyone acted so outraged. Remember the outrage? Everyone who was laughing their ass off in the audience the next day pretended to be outraged. When? Who sung that song to a crowd of Hollywood celebrities? We saw your boobs. We saw your boobs. It was, oh my God, no one knows. This is amazing. No one knows. It was, I'm going to nail, I'm going to land this plane. Seth MacFarlane. Do you remember? It was the Oscars. That's right. You're there. It was not Billy Crystal. Imagine him. Of course, if it was Billy Crystal, they would have said, oh, how amazingly funny. And everyone laughed. I can remember seeing Nicole Kidman and all these, the fancy pantsies laughing away. And then the next day, the internet, this happens all the time. The internet decides that it actually was something else and people go with it. And he had to issue some apology or something. Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy is a singer. He's a big band singer. He sings Sinatra style stuff all over town. And he did the Oscars and he did a fantastic number of all the actresses whose boobs were seen in whatever movie. And I think it was brilliant. It was brilliant. And then people act like, are we supposed to be like, well, this isn't good, right? This is misogynist, isn't it? Is this misogynist? It is. Oh my God. It was so sexist. Oh my God, that was so sexist. Please. G, grow up. We're talking about boobs this morning. It's interesting, Kathleen. Right? I wasn't going to really advance. I had no intention of this discussion. I just happened to take a sip and someone goes, oh my God, Billy, your mug. Cheers. But it's nice that we can. It's nice that we can adjust on the fly and have boobs. Americans are such prudes. Big hairy deal. They're boobs. Go to the south of France. I know. I'll never forget when I was at the Cannes Film Festival with Access Hollywood. And our hotel was right there on the Croisette. Mm-hmm. And I went across the street and had beautiful little bottle of rosé. My wife, Sydney, came in. When the week was over, we said, let's take 5 days for ourselves. So flew her over and she joined me And she and I went down to the Croisette and we order some beautiful rosé, and we're just laying out there. And all of a sudden, she whips off her top. And I go, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? She's like, well, look around you. When in Rome. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, why not? And she just laid there, and I was just like obsessed. I was like, this is okay. You see them differently when you see them in open air and everyone else sees them. It's like, there she was, just sipping rosé, top. No one else was looking like it was a big deal, but me. I mean, oh my God.
Now, Billy, the question is, what if there was a bunch of people there that you know? Like, so it's like everybody's that works on the beach with you.
No, that can't happen. If Steve was there, he'd be like, hey, Bill, we got to shoot later on. I know, Steve, you've said that 5 times, and you're still here at the beach chair.
Right.
Well, I was just thinking we could go over questions. You're looking at Sydney's boobs. That's what you're doing. And I understand that. And Steve, honestly, if you were sitting out there having rosé and Leticia was sitting next to you and she was topless, I'd be like, I've never seen Leticia. I'm staying for an extra minute. Because new boobs are new boobs. Let's just be honest. Right? I mean, that's when I was a little kid, I went on a trip to Italy with my best friend, Mikey Patterson, and his parents. They took us to Venice, and there's some beach that I can't remember by boat or how we got there. There was a beach not far from Venice, an ocean beach or a med beach. And we go and we had this little red ball, and we were probably 11, and we had a little red rubber ball that we found somewhere, and someone packed in the bag, and we just had it. We played with it all over the whole trip for a week. And we were so fascinated by boobs that at 11 years old, that these women would get up off the beach. Now, for some reason, when you walk around, you don't walk around topless. You lay out topless in Europe. You know what I mean? It's a laying out thing. But if you're going to get up and go get like a glass of water or something, you put the top on. And this woman was going she just held her arms to the side. She didn't tie the bandeau in the back. She just held it with her arms to the side like this to hold it on. So we took the rubber ball, and she's in the surf. And it was a light rubber ball. It's not heavy. And we just would play catch with each other, and I would purposely throw it into the center of the back. So she would go, oh, like this, and he'd be on the other side. Just little devils doing anything we could to see a pair. I would lay out topless, but I probably wouldn't go for a jog in the surf. No. And then you get the whole, group of men over there, especially from America, as you go by. It is so funny how we see it differently. I mean, great point earlier about like Europe and America. It's like it's I don't understand. But I think honestly we might do it better too. Like there should be a little mystery. I mean, if I'm a European man, if I'm a Frenchman, boobs are nothing. You see them all the time. There's no forbidden nature. Right? That's not good. You got to keep the mystique. That's what I'm saying. I lay out bottomless in my beach. Hey, Dave. That's called a private beach and not by choice. He goes bottomless and everyone left.
Keep tops on.
Oh, man, that's funny. That is really real when you really look at it. Oh, my God. Yeah, so I got to say, man, I think how do I make the transition from turkey to like a brisket? Can someone tell me the history of turkey at Thanksgiving? Is this like the Butterball Company decided that they would, make it about turkey, and then that's how I don't want to take anyone out of, the turkey industry here. I don't want to mal affect you, but like, for example, the expression breakfast is the most important meal of the day comes from what Hans Kellogg, or whatever his first name was, but his last name is Kellogg, because he was making cornflakes. And so he wanted everybody to eat breakfast and his business would go up. But that's where that came from. I wonder why. Yeah, I'd like to try something else. Oh my God. And when you stick it tastes differently when you're the guy that's having to jam your hand up the thing and pull the giblets and the neck out.
I think you do it. I think you make a big announcement that you're doing prime rib, and you go big. You can't go like I'm doing chicken. You got to go like I'm getting a huge prime rib. The guy's coming. He's going to carve it. And like everyone's like, oh wow, prime rib carver. And then everyone forgets the turkey right away.
Now, I would ask you, what's my beautiful daughter, Lily, who's at college, she threw, look at her adorable thing. She threw a Friendsgiving. There she is, banging a rosé in her cute dress that she convinced me to buy for her the day before. But look at this. Look at what she crushed right there. This is a whole Friendsgiving. This is a Friendsgiving, and this is the picture of all the college kids sitting around the room just having a Friendsgiving. That's so cute they do that. I love that. But here's what I don't understand. Like, apparently Friendsgiving is a big thing. People are running around raging. Did you see? Look at Sydney Sweeney goes to a Friendsgiving. Hello, friends. In the immortal words of Jim Nantz, hello, friends. She brought her friends. Is that a costumed event? I don't know what she's doing here. Steve, I've got it. Look at this. So they had a Shrek themed Friendsgiving. Oh my God. And yeah, there's her nasty little gingerbread man. And wow, how fun. You know, Sydney Sweeney was never going to go in a Shrek suit. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm going to be the devil. I'm going to be a hot devil. I'm going to wear like a little pair of stockings and I'm going to push like it's going to be really sexy. You know what I like in a hot girl? I like it when a hot girl wears a Velociraptor, dinosaur suit. I like it when a hot girl wears the donkey suit or goes as Big Ugly Shrek. Hats off to Heidi Klum and her Halloween tradition. When a hot girl goes the other way, it's terrific. I like a sense of humor. I like to make fun of yourself. Do you always have to be the naughty devil? Like, I'm going to be a witch, but a sexy witch for Halloween. Oh, okay. Go ugly for one day, maybe 2 days a year. Go butt ugly. And you get hotter. You're hotter for doing it. You're secure in yourself. Okay. God, we had a lot of business. My daughter Mary turned 25 on Saturday. So we took a couple of her friends and her sisters and Sydney. We went to this fun place called Jelena on Abbot Kinney, which is a fun sort of shoppy, vibey street in Venice, California. It was hot, just t-shirt weather. And people just hanging around, having a good time. I took them out. And you know what happened at the pipes? There was something wrong with the pipes in this fancy hipster brunch place that everybody wants to go to. And something was wrong. So when you got near the bathroom, it smelled worse than a ski resort. Ski resorts, for some reason to me, always smell like the worst sewer type of vibe. And I couldn't go in there. I couldn't take a leak. I could not. I was like, I have to take a leak. So I'm like, okay, I run in. I'm like, here I go. It's just, oh my God. Look at this, Billy. Who's that baseball signed by behind you? I don't see a signed baseball. Do you think that's a baseball? That's a huge baseball. That's not even a softball. That is a. Is there a baseball? No. No. Keep smoking that crack. That's what I'm going to say to you. Wow. A volleyball? No, it's a marble orb. Steve bought it. It's a boob. We say, yeah, boobs. Okay. Raise your hand when I get to yours. Here we go. It's the rotating mug of fury. And if you said those, come on out to Los Angeles. I'll contribute. One. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Mary's birthday. That was cute. She's 25 years old. I really love this kid. She is just so. She left her job in e-commerce and she just wants to make flowers. She wants to be a floral designer, and she is. And she made all these beautiful. She started her own company. She looked up Small Business Bureau. She did everything. Then she started cold calling, and she found this woman who has like big contracts and is started freelance for her. And the woman like loves her, so she's consistently working for her. And she doesn't want to come to me for money, which makes two of us. The other two, they're just fine coming to me. Well, it wasn't very nice of you, Billy, there, because since you brought up crack, is on your mind. Brought up crack, is that on your mind? Crack? No. Oh, I don't like crack. I was just with Charlie, though. Remember, that was close. College football upsets. Oof. How about Texas, number 16, Texas, taking out the undefeated, third-ranked Texas A&M? That was huge. Is that enough for Texas to get into the college football playoff, even though they're 9-3? They have beaten 3 top 10 teams in the regular season. Sarkisian was making that case for them. Everybody's got a case to make, but Texas and Arch Manning, possibly. That could be interesting. The Lane Kiffin drama is for real. Did we send Robin the thing? Is she in there? Oh, I got to send. Let me see if I can. I got a gal down there who I love. You sent it to me, didn't you, Steve? So one of Sid's great buddies, we call her Rebel Robin. She's down there. She's in the middle of all this. She just knows what's going on. And they are pissed in Ole Miss. Ole Miss, hotty toddy gosh almighty, who the hell are we? Hey, flam, flam, bim, bam, Ole Miss, by damn. Yeah, that's how they do. They are pissed. Lane Kiffin, gone. Head coach. And gone to LSU. And gone in the dead of night. I mean, it is just the weirdest way to exit. But there's so much here. There really is. It's not, we're going to do a whole hot mics on it today. I'm going college football for hot mics today and the Lane Kiffin departure. Got a bunch of friends at Ole Miss and close to the athletic director, and spoken to a bunch of people over the weekend, sources at LSU, and have sort of put together the picture pretty well. And notice my guest just canceled, so we'll be scrambling, Steve. Is Eli Manning going to coach for Ole Miss? I don't think so. God, would that be amazing, though? I mean, he is an absolute legend. But to be clear, and we'll be making this point later, the problem is not Lane Kiffin, even though Lane Kiffin has a history of hit it and quit it. I mean, they say, what's this? Everyone's quoting Ludacris. There's a writer down there named Bill Garrett who wrote, what is it? You can't make a hoe a housewife. Hoes don't act right. And Lane got really mad at him and confronted him and was like, how could you write that? And then later on sent him a meme of him wearing an LSU hat that said "Ho," and an Ole Miss hat is on the counter saying "Housewife." And he's like, "Well, wait a minute. If you're going to get pissed at me in front of everybody, and the moment goes viral, which it did, then you send a joke." The problem is, the end of the day, the problem is college football. College football is making the transition from a college sport to a professional sport. You think any of these fucking players excuse my language, any of these players go to class? No. At LSU, the minimum salary per player is $300,000. The backup punter gets $300,000, and some guys get a ton. Arch Manning, the quarterback at Texas, gets $5 million. $5 million. I mean, it's insane. The coaches are no different. Everybody goes year to year. It's 1-year contracts playing in college football. And why would the coach be any different? And here's the problem. The portal, which is where everybody goes, and basically their open draft, their yearly draft day, where you go and you pick your players for the next year. The portal opens on January 1st. So by December, next week, you've got to have your coach in place, because when that portal opens January 1st, they got to draft their guys. They got to get all their players. So there is no choice. If you're going to go, if Lane Kiffin decided I'm going to stay at Ole Miss, or I'm not going to make my decision until the season is over, which would be ideal, and that is the way they need to fix it so it can go to that. If let the coaches finish out the year at least, so it's not so disgusting and hoe-like behavior. But it's not his fault. It's set up that way. He's got to be in place. He has to make that announcement because of the date. So the national championship game should not be January 6, 7, 8, or 9. It should be December 10th. It should be Thanksgiving. Move everything up. So anyway, he looks terrible doing it. He said, I consulted God, I consulted Pete Carroll and Nick Saban, and he looks terrible just taking off on his team. The best record Ole Miss football has ever had. And the coach that got him there, who's great, been there for 6 years, they did a wonderful job when they brought him in. They resurrected his life. He was a scorned, guy whose reputation was shit for drinking and partying and, provocative, promiscuous behavior. And he found the Lord, and he reconnected with his family and became a better man. And now they're all like, oh, yeah, you didn't change at all, dude. You piece of shit, as he leaves and goes to me. But it's not his fault. It's not his fault. And I understand what the athletic director did, saying, okay, if you're going to go, go. Anyway, we're going to get into all of this, but it is so dramatic. It is so dramatic. Everybody down there in Ole Miss and down in Oxford, believe me. And Sydney, my ex-wife, I told you, she went to Ole Miss. So we grew up. My kids grew up. Every year we would be down in the Grove and go to Ole Miss football games. They got to see Eli Manning. And you know what's interesting? It's the point I think about is like, it used to be so much, but we got to watch Eli Manning every year, for 3 years, get better and better each year. And grow with the team, grow within the organization, right? And graduate and actually go to class. If it was now, we'd have Eli for 1 year. We had Jackson Dart 1 year, and the next year we have Trinidad Chambliss, who's unbelievable. But these are drafted players. And I think it's shit. It bothers me. I'm a Miracle on Ice guy. You know what I mean? We take that ragtag group of college kids and we throw them together and we beat the Russians. It gives you something to root for. How do you like, if you're like these big schools like LSU and Ole Miss and Texas and, Ohio State and all this stuff, like, yeah, it's like, no, you got a whole bunch of, you've got missionaries that come in for the year. It's a 1-year contract to play for your school. You're no different than the Cleveland Browns down the street, man. It's all a business. And by the way, it's maybe a better product than the NFL. It's fun. I mean, college football, they still have the marching bands and everything, like as if anyone on the field is a student. They're not. They don't even have like the fake tutor. They used to like go through it with the tutor and like, you got to get old Bubba to get at least a C-. We got to get Bubba a C-. Come on. And so they get the smart nerds and they all gather around like, come on, Bubba, you can do it. And they get Bubba ready and Bubba gets a C-. And the teacher probably gives a little in the end. They don't give a shit now. Bubba's got $300,000 minimum. Probably $500,000, and he's got a beautiful Camaro out he ain't going to class. But listen, at 18 years old, that's fine. We just got to call it for what it is and fix the rules. At 18, you can go off to war. You can decide I'm not going to college, or I'm going to go to a college and play for their professional team. So there it is. Anyway, so much more on that today. We'll get the ins and outs. Trying to get a hold of Marty Smith, to the ESPN reporter that went viral. Just like there was so many memes of this guy. He was just waiting and waiting. They would not let him leave Oxford, and he was just waiting for the announcement. And finally, when Lane Kiffin was flying out of there to go to LSU, Marty Smith drives his truck around a whole bunch of like barricades and grabs Lane before he gets on the plane and does a 5-minute interview with him, which was really great. That was some heads up play right there. It reminds me of a particular interview I did in Louisiana many years ago. Steve, you might not remember this, but speaking of LSU, Britney Spears got married to Jason Alexander, kind of a childhood friend. They went to high school-ish together, kind of grew up with the guy. They ended up getting married in 55 hours they were married. Remember that? In Vegas one night. And then her lawyers swung in like crazy, and her manager, Larry Rudolph, had to get that thing annulled right away. They had to pay off Jason Alexander because he had a claim to and he signed the annulment and the whole thing. There was a huge blow up. And I remember our producer, Rob Silverstein, calling me. I worked in New York as the correspondent. He's like, dude, you got to get on a plane and you got to go to Louisiana. Britney Spears got married. And I'm like, I was just coming back from skiing with my kids in Vermont. And I'm like, what? I end up at Newark Airport right away. I fly down there. I find Kentwood, Louisiana, where she's from. I can't remember where I flew into, but I drove to Kentwood. I get there. I'm in the hotel. And the next morning, I drive to Jason Alexander's house down a simple country road, very simple home. And there are the entire world media descended at the same time. They all flew. The New York Times is there. The Wall Street Journal is there. Inside Edition, every group. And they're all respectfully kind of outside the driveway. And I'm like, what for? I just go down the driveway. I go up to the door, and the father answers. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Billy Bush. I was wondering if Jason's here. I really wanted to talk to him. And, and he's like, nah, he's not really here right now. He's not here. But he sounded fishy. I was like, yeah, I feel like he is. And it occurred to me, the night before was the LSU national championship game that LSU won. I said, not only is he there, he's so hungover. This redneck buddy who was partying, he was having a good time, no question, with his boys. So I said, I got this. Heads up play. I drive into downtown Kentwood and I buy 4 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. And I drive back up, and all the New York Times people and all, they're all waiting outside the driveway. And I'm like, God damn it, there goes that Billy Bush again. Right down the driveway. I knock again. An old man, Alexander, comes back out and he says, oh, I told you, he's not here. I said, listen, I think he is. I understand it was a big night. Congratulations to all you guys. You must be going nuts. I got some breakfast sandwiches here. I thought maybe Jason and you and whoever else is in there would love them. And he's like, hang on, man. And he goes back, hey, Jason. Jason goes, hey, comes up to the door, and I go, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And I'm like, hey, I got my cameraman right here. I think if you do one interview about this, you just get it over with. I wouldn't, there's a million people up the road and but to do all of that would be repetitive and too much. But if you do one, we'll get it out there and it'll just be over and not a big deal. And he goes, okay. I'm like, holy shit. So cameraman goes into the house. Jason's there. I'm there. We set up quickly. I do probably 20 minutes, 15 minutes with the kid, every detail of what happened, how they got annulled, when did Larry Rudolph show up, what was going on, why did you do this, did you realize you left some money on the table? We do the whole thing. After the interview's done, this is the part that makes you a damn gangster. It's one thing to get the interview. And then it's the next step is to secure the exclusive. So I said, like I said, all these people want to crack at you. You don't want to go out that driveway, dude. What I would do is go right out this back road here I see in your car, go sit to a buddy's house and lay low for a little bit because the entire world media is in your little town. And he's like, that's a good idea. And I said, now give me your number. I'll text you later. He leaves, goes to his friend's house, secure location. No one else can find him. I have his number. And later that night, I meet him to play pool and drink a couple of long necks. We're in some dive bar, me and Jason Alexander. And oddly enough, it's just occurring to me now, the Baltimore Ravens receiver, Michael Jackson, there was Michael Jackson, who was a professional receiver or just retired or whatever. They were friends. And he was with us. It was a wild, wild event, but we got the exclusive. And but after I did the interview, we got it back to Access Hollywood and they set up a satellite truck. And I did like affiliate interviews and MSNBC and CNN. And I sat there as the guy that did the interview, servicing the interview. It was, God dang, that was a hustle. Steve, I don't think you ever told me what a great job I did on that. I don't think you did.
Billy, it was one of the great jobs. Some say it was one of the greatest jobs.
A lot of people probably would say, when you really look at it, it was a great job.
Did you do Kate Hudson in Louisiana too?
I did Kate Hudson.
That was the one that I thought of when you said.
When I say did, it was an interview.
For Skeleton Key or something, right? Or
Skeleton Key was the movie. Amazing you remember the name of Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you saw that. That's no one.
Me.
We rode around, we rode little bicycles and had beignets together. And that's when she told me, she's like, yeah, I don't really understand monogamy. I don't really believe in monogamy. And I was like, wow. She's like, we're animals. I was like, oh my God, talk faster, talk faster. Yeah, I have so many stories, Tammy. I think eventually I got to do I can put together the highlights and do like an evening with, you know what I mean? Share the stories. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, wow. Steve, did you go to Billy's for his mom's turkey hash? It's frozen in the freezer. I got 2 things of turkey hash, but I'm going to save it for the Christmas party. You know what I mean? That's a hot move. Mom's turkey hash is mind-blowingly good, but I don't want to You know, I don't want. I'm a little turkeyed out right now.
Billy, we're about at 45. Do you want to talk Turtle Boy?
Oh yeah, Turtle Boy. So I got a couple of things about Turtle Boy, aka Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy. A few people reached out and said that he had got, after we had him on here and we talked to him, that he had gone on and said, you know, went after Karen Reed again and said that Billy Bush supports me. That, you know, I just talked to him the whole thing. He thinks Karen's out of line. That's not true. And I'm saying it publicly instead of to him directly, because what I said was, we've lost nuance. We've lost nuance in the world. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, I understand how he feels. I understand that he feels slighted, that he kind of was, you know, that he filled her sails with wind, and that she might have, you know, wasn't as him rallying the town and rallying all those people outside the courthouse and, you know, calling out the McAlberts. He had the balls to call out all these people and put her on the map and put them in the crosshairs, the McAlberts and all these people. I get it. I get it how he feels. And I wanted to validate his feelings. The guy, I've been in therapy long enough, you know how to validate people's feelings. But at the same time, you got to put yourself in Karen's shoes. He's a bit of a wild cannon, right? He's a loose cannon. He's a wild card, right? And with a little bit of, you know, for her to go, she has her own reasons for, you know, proceeding how she is. She's probably following the advice of her lawyers as best. I do think, you know, you want to validate his feelings. And I do think Alan Jackson, you know, going on Turtle Boy first, before anyone else, doing a live chat with him for an hour after that acquittal, was her way of saying, you know, and Alan's a total rock star. I would have loved to have Alan first, but Turtle Boy got it. That was respect for all that he did. But he wants to make documentaries with Karen. He wants to really milk it all with her, and you know, she's got other plans. It's okay. You were still on the right side of the story. You still did the right thing. You know, I also said to him, you got to provide her, you know, an entryway here to this. You can't keep shaming her and saying all these things, and then you boxed her into a corner. You got to allow for her. Stop calling her names. Stop shaming her. Stop making fun of her. You know, stop saying that everyone's turned against her. I mean, you're having the opposite effect now. No, you're on the right side of things. She's an innocent person. The acquittal was correct. But now provide her a little space and a little room that she can come in and you can make amends, okay? Unless it's better business to just shame her, and that's you know, that's rolling the clicks or whatever. Which I hope is not the case. You are much better together, stronger, with good relations. You attacking Karen is only helping out the McAlberts, all these people. And that's not good. Okay. So anyway, I was very clear about that. I don't know how that got misconstrued. Anyway, there we go. So much action to get to today. We've got such a hustle, man. Big hot mics this afternoon, 2:00 Pacific, 5 Eastern. It will be live today. And looking very forward to it. Okay. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope it was just terrific. Hope you're not feeling totally bloated and exhausted. Yeah. So anyway. Busy day. God, college football's great, though. The level of competition. They just got to fix the business. They got to fix the business. It's so screwed up. He's proctorizing her all over again. Whoa. Final thoughts there. Go Patriots. I think Jackson Dart's back at the helm for my New York Giants tonight. We'll see what happens. Yes, Sun Chaser, hit the like button, man. Fill the bank account. Have a great day, everyone. Now you understand why Karen's reluctant to speak to TV, Billy. Not a reliable narrator. You know, time does go by way too fast sometimes. I should be here tomorrow. Then back to Denver. Tammy, I like that. Don't travel on Sunday. Travel on Tuesday. That's a little better. Come on. Oh, thank you, Joy. We love you so much. You're a great, wonderful lady.